Hello, hello. Welcome to the Smarter Online Safety Podcast. I am your host, Jocelyn King, and this is our special edition month in observance of National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So, first of all, congratulations. You're aware enough of cybersecurity that you're even listening to this so that you can get smarter and safer online. So, good for you. That's awesome. I want to talk to you today about something that hackers absolutely love. And you know what they love to hear? They love to hear you telling yourself one of the five lies that I keep running up against. I meet two kinds of people. I meet the people who are coming in because they want to protect themselves and prevent themselves from being a statistic that they hear about on the news or that you read about every day. The other type are the ones who think it's not going to happen to them or are procrastinating. And they take action after they've lost a tremendous amount of money, lost their identity, lost their privacy, lost their sense of safety online and often in the physical world, have almost lost their mind, and are now trying to recover, or at the very least, they had a close call. You know, there's a difference between being in a car wreck and having a close call where your heart's pounding and your adrenaline's rushing and you're thinking, oh, thank goodness that didn't happen to me. And now you're thinking about how to prevent it from happening again. So these are the five lies that people tell themselves that prevent them from protecting themselves. So I want you to listen to them and think, is there anything about this that you're doing that could be how you are limiting yourself, holding yourself back, and ultimately sabotaging yourself and your family and your money and your assets? And full disclosure here, I was telling myself these lies many years ago, which is how I got hacked and lost almost everything that mattered to me. And I don't want that to happen to you. So I took one for the team so that doesn't have to happen for you. And these are some of the lies that I was telling myself. And these are the lies I hear from people every day who come to me for help or in the workshops or agree that they need to take care of themselves and protect themselves and their family, but they're delaying. So, lie number one, I'm not important enough to target. You know, so many people say, well, I'm not rich enough. I'm not doing that. They'll think I'm in debt. I don't have a lot of money. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, or I've got a small savings account, or maybe you even have a pretty good size retirement, but you're thinking, I'm not rich, or I'm not, a CEO of a company, or somebody who's going to be targeted. But here's the thing. There's truth to that in that you're not being targeted like the CEO of Ferrari was targeted. But you know what you're being targeted for? You know what your value is? That you have a profile and criminals can use you and your identity to get credit cards. I've run into people who have actually had a used car purchased at a lot for $25,000 and driven off the lot by somebody pretending to be them. And now the collection agency is coming for payment to them because they were a sitting duck and their social security number was taken, their credit wasn't frozen, and now they're tied to this. And even if you can recover from the fact of proving that that wasn't you, it takes so much paperwork. It takes so much time. It is emotionally and even physically exhausting to go through that. So you're not getting off scot-free. So thinking you're not important enough to target doesn't only make sense if you're thinking that a hacker's got to invest a lot of time into coming for you. But that's not how they work, right? They've got AI bots hacking tens of thousands of people simultaneously, and you're just one of them. So if your defenses are down and they get through, they didn't even have to do anything. They're hacking you while they're having their favorite lunch or playing their favorite game. So it's not about whether you're important enough. To say you're not important enough is really undermining yourself. The second lie is I have nothing worth stealing. Like I don't have a big enough retirement account. I don't have, three houses. I don't have a huge savings account. I don't have whatever. But you have a credit score and you have a clean identity. You have emotional connections and you have processing power. And so criminals use worthless accounts in order to attack others and launder their money and build fake histories. Your nothing is worth a minimum of $1,000 and sometimes up to $50,000 or $100,000, even though you don't see it that way. You might think, I can't get a loan for that amount. I can't do that. You'd be amazed what scammers and hackers can get with your credit. So don't put yourself in that harm's way. That's lie number two. Lie number three, good security is expensive and I can't afford it. So the reality is the best security is literally it's free. You've already got it. There, your updates on your software are free. Your two-factor authentication on all of your accounts is free. Unique passwords are free, or you can get a password manager for free or the price of a coffee for the entire month. Backups to clouds, there's free tiers. Not clicking on suspicious links is free. You just have to take the pause. So the only thing that is expensive is not doing these things and getting hacked. And the authorities just came out with the latest update, and the average price to a consumer, the average hack cost to a consumer is now $19,532. You do not want that to be you. Think of what you could do with $19,532. You don't want to be losing that because of a hack. The other thing is I run into people who say, oh, it's already too late. I've already been hacked. Somebody had their credit card stolen and used, and they had to do the paperwork and stuff. So I think, but this isn't a one-shot deal. They say lightning never strikes twice. And by the way, there's a lot of people who have been struck by lightning two or more times. But this isn't like lightning. These are hackers' bots. So it's not an analogy. I've literally heard people say to me, lightning, it already happened to me. It won't happen again, as though that one time that it could happen is now checked off your list and you're safe. That's not how it works. That's kind of like saying, well, I was already in a car accident, so I don't need to wear a seatbelt anymore. I mean, you wouldn't think that was a rational decision, but that's what people are doing with their cybersecurity decisions just because you've been hacked or had a close call. In fact, a lot of data suggests that people who have been hacked, they get hacked again and again more frequently. And there's some varying statistics on this, but it's at least 10%, and some say up to 22% are getting hacked again if they've already been hacked. So your odds are actually increasing that you'll be hacked again. So don't put yourself in that harm's way. And here's line number five. Technology changes too fast to keep up. But see, here's the thing. We're not talking about trying to find five new software and hardware tools that you're going to buy and pay a lot of money for, and you've got to evaluate and get which one to get. People get caught up in their head on that. That's not the reality. You know, locks haven't changed in thousands of years. I mean, they may have gone digital, but the fundamental basis of going from a metal medieval skeleton key to locking something to keep people out to a digital version of that is fundamentally the same approach. The basics are eternal. It's guard your entrances, verify your visitors, protect your valuables, and have a vault. And the tools have changed, but the principles don't. And your best tools are the ones I was just talking about. So you're not having to buy lots of fancy gadgets and you don't have to put that out. Are fancy gadgets available? Yes. Do they work? Yes, some of them do work better than others. And some of them actually, if you're buying a lot of software, conflict with each other and neuter each other. So there are times I've run into people who have software running that they bought to be safer, and it actually canceled out the built-in software already on their laptop or their phone. So you want to be careful with buying. So I say just stick with the basics, but use them. And 95 to 98% of people aren't even turning on all the basics they have. So please do that. So these are the five lies, right? I'm not important enough to target. I have nothing worth stealing. Good security is expensive. It's already too late. I've already been hacked. And technology is too fast to keep. If you're telling yourself one of those lies to stop, to actually stop getting safe, protecting yourself and everything and everyone that matters to you, you are a sitting duck for hackers because with AI tools in their hands, it's not if, it's when, if you don't take steps to protect yourself. So please, please, you're here because you want to be smarter and safer online. Don't tell yourself those lies. And because this is such an important time, because of AI tools in the hands of hackers, and because, again, I'm observing National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, we're offering an incredible 5-day challenge that my team and I have just put together, which is basically the most important things out of the workshops I do and the keynotes that I give for people to know how to protect themselves. 5 days, an hour a day. There's a VIP upgrade. For under $100, you can learn everything you need to do. The value of this is basically 95% off the training that you could get anywhere else and the tools that you need. And then you can save yourself from being that $19,532 hack. So we're offering this because I'm on a mission to help as many people as possible live safer, better lives. So please, if you value your safety and this matters to you, commit those 5 hours or do the VIP upgrade and you get an additional 5 hours in a small, intimate Zoom room with me just asking your questions and then take charge and you will be smarter and safer. Be safe out there until I see you next time. Thanks so much. Hey, so if you want to join our 5-day challenge, click on the link below or go to smarteronlinesafety.com and sign up. And by the way, because hackers can use so many free tools to even make an AI deepfake of me, never go anywhere except smarteronlinesafety.com or on the links of my official channels because hackers would also love to impersonate me to get you to click on a bad link. So here's your first tip on how to stay safe. Only go to my official channel and my official website, smarteronlinesafety.com. Sign up for the 5-day challenge and we're going to have fun. If you didn't think cybersecurity could be fun, you're in for a surprise. It's empowering and it's even going to be a little entertaining. And we're going to take the hoodie off the hacker so you know what you're dealing with. And we're going to give you the tools that you already have that you can stay 20 times safer than you are right now. See you there.